everyone, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to do a off-white flower on this glass vase. I will be using a number 8 flat brush along with a 3/4 flat brush. These are both Cloud one-stroke brushes. I'm going to be using my Westonia fine line brush and then a number 4 Deerfoot Stippler. And I'm just using 3 different colors of paint today. One is burnt umber, then I have warm white, and linen. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is to load my number 8 brush, and I can do it back and forth in between the 2 colors. I really didn't put them very closely together, but you at least dip one side into each color, do the blending strokes, and keep doing that. I can actually tip it in to the linen and continue on like that. I am going to do it as if it's a spray of flowers. So the first one's going to go like that, and I probably will come back here and just make them a little bit thicker. As you can see, it's pretty thin, so we'll go like that, and then just continue on putting placements of the actual flowers. And I like to put in at least 2 to 3 colors for the stems, using the browns and a couple lighter colors. Try not to put it too close to the top, because I have to remember that my paper that I'm working on, that I do my samples on, is actually bigger than the space I'm painting on for the actual video. And then just come off here, because I'm going to have a few buds and a few open flowers. Oops. And you can tie it all together as if it's on one branch if you want. It's really up to you. But you just want to make sure that you have enough room, because I'm just painting the front, and that's where, you know, I get a little concerned. I don't want to go too much to the sides, because I want most of my design to be on the front. If I were selling this, then yes, I would do all of it on the around the whole vase, but I'm not selling it, so we're just going to do it this way. Alright, so for the buds, and this one up here is going to be a bud, I just kind of make a almost like a leaf shape for my bud. Just kind of draw it in. I'm going to paint it, try to get some good coverage here. If you watch my other videos, you know that I press the issue that if your paint is put on, you know, nice layer of paint, that will make your design more durable against scratching or coming off. When you're working on a vase, it's not going to get quite as much handling time, and you're not going to have to worry about moisture because you're not drinking out of it. So that's something to keep in mind. But when you're doing wine glasses or something that's going to be with water, like this might be used as a base, then you might want to be a little concerned about putting in, you know, a nice thick coverage here, just so that it doesn't, you know, chip easily. I'm trying to do this where you can see, because I just want to get some brown, darker brown at the bottom here, but I don't want it to be like even across. Oops. So I'm going to stick my brush in here, try to get some of that brown off of it, and go like that, just to give it a cute little look. It doesn't, I don't want it to be like it's straight across. Here's the darker brown, and just, you know, blend it. If you're doing it on paper, you could probably blend it a lot more than what I'm doing there, but you get the gist. And I am coming back a little ways on the stem itself. That. And that's basically, you know, just so that it hooks onto the stem nicely. Again, I'm making sure I have some good coverage there. And you can make it a little bit fatter if you want. Just come out a little bit more since it is a bud. I'm going to kind of scrape my paint off a little bit here so I don't have quite as much on it. And I know some people don't mind having a lot of paint on their brush. For me, it's, I don't know, I don't like to have too much. And I can actually tap this off a little bit if I need to get some of that brown off, because I don't want a bunch of brown in this when I come back here to try to blend these together. Alright, and then let's go to the final bud. I think on this flower arrangement I'm doing 6, which I typically don't like to do numbers like that. I'd rather have odd, do like 5. However, I'm going to have 6 this time. I could have made maybe one less bud. Maybe that would have helped. But I am just kind of putting it in there. And dabbing in some brown at the bottom. A little bit more, or a lot more. Oops. Oh, that's got a lot of brown in it still. I have to wipe that off a little bit. And I can make a little pointier if I want. I feel like I got it too rounded of a tip. But that's okay. Smooth it in here a little bit. And then just bring it in. Like I said, just kind of blending it a little bit. On paper you can work on it more. You know, it's easier to blend than on the glass. But it's okay. And if you feel like it's not, you can always go back in and just do it a little bit more on here like that. Just remember too, if you're doing something you don't like it, you can always wash it off and start again. That's the awesome thing about working on glass. Alright, I'm going to leave it like that. Like I said, none of them are the same, that's fine. They're all different. This one up here is a little darker. Not a problem. Next thing I'm going to pick up is my 3/4 brush. I'm going to do the same thing. Place it into the warm white and the burnt umber. I can tip it into, actually I should have done, I think I'm actually not doing this right. Sorry. Meant to do it this way, which will be fine. Just make the center a little bit darker, which is great. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, let's start over here to this one. And I'm just going to do kind of a petal where you just bring it down a little bit. Do like a little wave in it and come down. And I can do it again here. Like that. Come through here. Like that. Hopefully you can see. I'm sorry if I got off the... I'm going to move my plate a little bit. Need more room. More room. Alright, do this again. And I'm going to come out here, maybe even not a full, I guess it was kind of full. Just want to make sure I have nice crisp edges if I can. Okay. Alright, then one more petal on this one. And it's not, maybe not quite as big. These can be a little bit different shapes. They don't all have to be identical. Be a little bit wavier at some point or straighter or whatnot. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to do the top one. And again, basic, I'm just doing, I push it, pull it, do a little wave at the top. And then I can come around this way if I want. Come back in. And then do that down here. Up. And if you feel like it's not as crisp of an edge as you'd like to have, then go over it. And then do the last one. And pull it in. And I apologize, my harness is starting. It's a little nippy here again, so here we go, a few days without it, and then you have to crank it back up again because it's cold out. I'm going to say welcome to the Midwest, right? If you're not from the Midwest, then you probably don't know that our weather's really kind of crazy here. Oops, I hope I'm not, it's one thing I get my designs so big that I end up touching them. This one's going to be a little bit smaller, and you'll see why here in a minute. Down here again. Bring it down. And then I'm going to have a little piece coming down here, little ways, not too big. And then what I'm going to do, and it's kind of awkward, but I'm turning my brush and I'm going to do one that comes across like that. It's a little flip in it. You can see that, I hope. I think I just put that on that. Nope, I didn't. Whew. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is just go back with my little brush, because I want to get this just a smidge of time to dry. A little bit, or I could hit it with a hairdryer or my heat gun. But I'm going to go back here to my buds and then just do some work around them. I'm just going to take my brush and just kind of do some lining around it. Now I can do this darker if I want. And just do, pull up just up a little bit above the bud, and then maybe just take your brush and do just some little wispy pulls up into it. Another part that I'll be doing on this is then adding just some little leaves, and these are the only leaves that I'm putting on this project. If you know me, you know that that's a big deal because I put lots of leaves on my stuff. Alright, so then I'm going to go back here to this. Do the same thing up here. Again, I'm just trying to keep my hand out of the way as much as possible. Bringing it up. Put a little more dark in there. Like that. And then coming around like this, bringing it up. And just pulling it. Okay, and then I'm going to do my little leaves, and yes, it's going to overlap my flower a little bit, which that's fine. As I say, in nature, you know, things are not just straight and spaced out perfectly and whatnot. It's just not. That's not real. Alright, then we're going to go to this one and do the same thing. And just come up around it and do just your little pulls. Little pulls. And then I'm going to, oops, it's got too much brown. Too much brown, too much brown. Come up and get back in here and do this again. Like that. And then just go up into it like that, like so. Now, you can, if you want, throw in some longer, bigger leaves if you want to put them in here. You don't have to, not necessary. You could leave it without any kind of other leaves. And I did lie. I forgot about these leaves. Well, I didn't lie. I forgot that I was putting some of these in. You just put them in, pull them around. They don't have to be anything fantastic or crazy. Pull it around like that. You could go up in there if you want. Go like that. You can just play with them a little bit too if you want them to just be more blended look. We can even have it go over the stem a little bit. That's fine. Very pretty. Just very simple. Alright, so we're going to finish this up. I am going to tip my script line, or not script liner, but my Deerfoot Stippler into the brown, dark brown. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I'm going to put in the centers. And I'm just tapping around. I don't have anything on the back side of this yet, because basically I'm going to do, I think I did the lighter, maybe. Let's try that and see. I think that shows off better than what I did in my design. Okay, let's do that again. Come over here, and I'm tapping, because it's kind of like on an angle. This brush is kind of shaped on an angle from front to back. Whoops, what I'm doing there. And I'm tipping this in, and then I'm going to come back down the bottom with the lighter color. Now you could do it with either of these colors, but I'm doing the lighter one. I think it'll show up better. And then even though this one is just partially, and I'm trying not to touch it, this one is partial, I'm going to pretend that you can see more of the center than you really probably could, just so that I can have it have a center that you can see. And I'm, whoops, tapping it in here. Kind of hard to get the back of it without hitting that flipped up leaf. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do on this project is take my little nail liner, and I'm going to stick it in some gel medium just to make it a little bit more fluid, and then just kind of pull it. I'm going to pull this all the way around and just pull it nicely up into and around the flower petals. I like to cross them over too. I like to do a lot, and you put this on pretty thick, or not thick per se, but pretty, so you can see it. Makes a statement. Not sure what kind of statement, but it makes a statement. Alright, so here we go. And you don't have to put it on as heavy as I am. I'm getting a little crazy with it, but I like it. And then just keep doing it on this one too. Pull it up and around and as much as you can. This one here. Again, pretty easy designs. That's intentional. If you're new to my channel, that's definitely very intentional. And then I'm going to do that to this one too. That's one reason why I wanted to put a center in. So I'm giving this some interest as well. Even though it's partially open, got a little flipped up petal there, but it can have a statement too. It can say something even if we don't think it has a lot to say. Alright, so there you have it. Easy peasy, cute little vase, and there you go. Nice gifts. You can put this design on any surface, a canvas, wood, metal, glass, whatever you want to put it on. Just something to give you an idea. Great for beginner painters, and come learn to paint with me. Just very simple. Alright, I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post something new. And then last but not least, hit the share button underneath the video. Share this video with your friends and family on your social network. I would gladly appreciate it, and appreciate you stopping by my channel and taking a look at my work. Any suggestions, ideas, or things you'd like to see, or surfaces you'd like to see me paint on, please put those comments down below. And until the next time, you have a good one. Stay safe and healthy.